I did a 1-month long internship in Vietnam and I've got a backlog of footage, which realistically takes a long time to edit, and I don't want to do all that, especially because I'm a student with no time or money. So I'm doing a breakdown instead of what I did in Vietnam. Here are the highlights. I think the second day, we went on a food tour around Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City. That was the first time riding on the back of a bike for a start. I was terrified. So we went around different restaurants and stuff and tried out all their different food. I've noticed they serve a lot of free iced tea. We even saw the party street. The clubs with the dancing women were dancing outside, and we were just oh, okay. We went to 2 different koi fish cafes. Both were the same idea, where it's dipped in seats and then you kind of have koi fish swimming around you. But the second one felt like jungle bougie. There were stepping stones and the fish would swim under your feet. It was very cool. And the food was banging. And I think koi fish are very pretty. The food. Do I even need to explain? This was very tasty and very good. Me and my friend Susie, we were just literally in the post office, and some people approached us being would you like to wear traditional clothing? I'm so down for a side mission. So we went and they did our makeup and we got dressed in a random cafe toilets. We went to a zoo, got free entry to the zoo because of them, and we got to wear really pretty traditional outfits, and we got some nice cool ass photos out of it. Yeah, you can check out the photos on my modeling page. I had to post those, that was still kind of modeling essentially, so it was a very cool opportunity. The cafe apartments. It's basically an old apartment complex got converted into shops and cafes. Every floor looked slightly different and they were all very aesthetically pleasing. This cute little egg character, I got that in the cafe apartments and I was this is adorable. Very pretty sights as well of the square in Ho Chi Minh. Everything is super bloody cheap. I've put a picture of nails there because I never ever get my nails done, ever. But because it was so affordable in Vietnam, I got them done twice. Food was super cheap. You could order takeaway and it'd be in pennies. You get quality for what you pay for as well. So enough said. You know what you see on Instagram and you're oh my god, that aesthetic is so cool. I wish my country sold that. That was the country. Because obviously a lot of the clothing trends and stuff, they would be done in Asia. So in Vietnam, you would see that stuff. I also got this bag and I was oh my goodness, this is so cute. We went on a random weekend beach trip to Vung Tau Beach. Going on the actual beach itself was kind of scarce. I did put my feet in the water though. It was very warm and toasty. We went to a random Jesus pilgrimage thing because they had a copy of the Christ the Redeemer in Rio. Went to an upside down cafe house place. Every room was upside down. You could take pictures and pretend you're dangling over there. It looks I'm doing a handstand on some stairs. A nice little getaway. So I actually got to see the beach in Vietnam and not just kind of stay in the city. I am not a coffee person, nor tea really, so I was shocked. There was one that I actually enjoyed. There was the egg white one, which was quite tasty, the actual egg white bit, but when it hit the coffee, I was But this coconut slushy coffee, woo, I want to recreate it. Oh my god! I got this little guy from the Capybara Cafe. They are little baby capybaras that I think are taken from Peru or something, but they raise them there and they take care of them, and it's a little sanctuary place for them. I heard there's another place that also is a capybara cafe, but they're not ethical, so double check which one's the right one. The one I went to was called Cappy Cafe. They sold a lot of cute plushies. The cupcakes literally have capybaras on them. The art have capybara. It's the music is all to do with capybaras. They feel like straw, but they're so chill. They're just very cool creatures. They're so weird as well. Look at their little webbed feet. That's so weird. The Buddhist temples. I was very excited to see them because I've never actually been to one. The ones in Asia in general look really fantastical. I got to get kind of insights into what these things are and understand the religion, and I totally respect it. So now I can say I've meditated outside a Buddhist temple in Vietnam. And that was a chance for us to actually like ride canoes, see some stuff around the Mekong Delta and see some like farmland, because I had not seen the rice fields up to this point. We went with a tour guide and we did like bike riding around the farms. We kind of saw an illegal cockfight. Thankfully, they didn't show us them actually dying, because that would have been like terrible. Man chow, which is like a pancake with meat in it. So we learned how to make that from scratch in a big ass pan. I got to do koi fishing. I was wearing like a fisherman's outfit and we were like trying to scoop them out of a swamp. We went to this little island after going on like the canoe boats to see how coconut sweets were made. They looked really cool. We got to taste some samples. They were really tasty. Very culturally integrating, I think. So we had 2 karaoke nights. One was to celebrate someone in our group's birthday, and the second one was kind of celebrate the end of the trip, or like have like a last moment where we were all together and celebrating. Had a bit too much soju, didn't realize how much percentage there was in there, and so I was on that mic basically all the time. Like the only times I went out during the night basically, because I wanted it to be like a fun activity and not just like going to a club. We had a chance to learn the language in like a 3-hour class. Did I retain a whole lot? Not really, but it actually inspired me to get a language app. I've got a language app called Ling to help me learn Vietnamese. Because I don't know, I just found it interesting and I wanted to retain that. This one's a little wholesome one, but I liked the people, like the locals and everything. When I went to like networking events and such, they were so friendly, like some of the CEOs, they complimented my hair and I was just like, oh my god, thank you. Like people I met there in terms of like for the internship, everyone was so nice. We were from like different parts of the UK, some people from Australia. I love these people. They made the trip so fun. They all live far away from me, so I'm just like, guys, please, I'll see you guys again, especially you in Australia. I see you. I probably wouldn't have done a lot of the other activities if it wasn't from them. Thank you guys for that. Mwah. The weird moments that happened in Vietnam that I'm not really sure what to do with them, but they were like interesting to say the least. This was kind of inevitable. Knowing my immune system, wherever I travel, I always get tonsillitis. Even if I've been there 20 times, I always get ill. Weirdly enough, like you can get antibiotics without a prescription in Vietnam. So if that happens, you can do that. Do your research first. One of them, I have to admit, was my own fault. I did get a hangover from that first karaoke night. The other illnesses, my stomach, the food was not settling right for me. I was having my own Vietnam War, but with my own body. The traffic in these kind of places are insane, and oftentimes they don't really wear much protective gear. For the first one, it started having heavy torrential rain and one of the bikes slipped. I was on a bike at the time and I was like, praying, do not want to die. And the second one, I didn't see it, but I saw the aftermath, and he hit against a parked car and he started like bleeding a little bit. My friends and I, we went to help him out because we were like, oh my goodness. I don't even need to say words for this, just look at this sign. Yeah, that's in front of a coffee shop. I don't know why. Anyway, my friend and I, we met this Japanese guy in a networking event. We went to this like district that, I'm just going to call it the red light district of Vietnam. There was a load of weird culty spas, like women would be standing outside of it in like a white gown with notably big boobs and like kind of enticing people to come in. Like, so he kind of took us around these like back alleys to a random restaurant place, and he was trying to get us to come check out his apartment, and that's when we were like, hell no. I also encountered another weird guy, but this time it was by myself. I went alone to see Landmark 81, and whilst I was sort of waiting outside for it to open, a guy came up to me and was just like asking some stuff about me. Safety goes first. I'm not giving this guy any details about myself because he doesn't need to know that. He asked me to take my sunglasses off at some point because he wanted to see my pretty eyes, and I was like, that's not happening, mate. He claimed he was like a policeman, like off-duty policeman in the area, and he was saying like, oh, I'm not like those Mongolian police, bro. But yeah, that was weird. During the Mekong Delta trip, we got to see a lot of interesting stuff. And we also tried dead snake wine. There's a dead snake put in a jar. It kind of marinates in that jar of wine or whatever, and then you drink from it. Very weird. When we tried it, it was actually super strong. This was kind of during monsoon season, so including the very first night, it was pouring with rain. It doesn't help when it's already so humid that wearing a poncho, it just kind of sticks to your skin. So you're sweaty because of the poncho, but you also don't want to take it off because you'd be like soaked in rain. I won't put too much emphasis on this, but there was some drama, naturally. It was a mix of people not liking each other. It was like cheating scandals. It was just, a whole lot of stuff. It was fascinating, if anything. I was just like, it felt like being on Love Island. Liked the War Museum because it was very educational, but low-key they do not warn you about how graphic the images are there. It felt wrong to almost record in there because, you know, you're seeing pictures of actual blown up people and like limbs are everywhere and stuff, and it's like, how are there kids in this museum right now? I hardly knew anything about the Vietnam War, and then I saw that and I was like, this is devastating. The orange agent stuff is very delicate for viewers, I'd say, and the people blown up, obviously. So if you're very squeamish, probably don't recommend it. I've never drank coffee as much as I have in Vietnam, and most of it I didn't really enjoy, apart from that coconut one. I wonder if that contributed to the bowel problems. I think because the highlights of this trip were really mostly Vietnam itself, because if I talk about the internship, it's basically stuff that you would be able to do in the UK or your own country anyway. Give like a debrief. I basically did like project management stuff in groups of people, and we were like assigned a company, and we would do like some research and propose a project towards that company and like give presentations at the end to like CEOs in Vietnam. I do appreciate being able to do that, and it was a pretty sick trip overall, I have to say. I hope I wasn't yapping too much. That was a very quick breakdown in my mind, at least, but no, I had a lot of fun planning this PowerPoint style video, and I might do it more like this in future if I do go to more interesting countries like this. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out any of my other vlogs because I've been to quite a lot of countries, I've realized now, so most of them I have documented and made a video about it, so check them out, and I hope to see you guys next time soon. Bye. Mwah.